Rhyming Dialogue 8.
Hi,
Hi.
what do you think we'll talk about today?
Whatever comes our way.
We never really do plan this out, do we?
I don't think that's really necessary. What have you been thinking about lately? Has anything changed you or moved you greatly?
I've been thinking about intelligence, actually.
Intelligence as in perspicacity?
Perspicacity?
Yeah, the capacity to use intelligence with excellence.
More so, I was thinking about intelligence as gathering information and how that culminates in a kind of adaptation or augmentation.
Yeah, we are constantly gathering information, then processing it for range, code, or correlation. How is the information true or possible? How is it logical? How is it represented? How can it be used or documented? How does it relate? How does it correlate?
Right, and we do most of it spontaneously, like machines moving mechanically, or computers computing programmatically, or systems systematizing systematically.
Yes, as if we are an information transceiver that automatically upgrades our perceiver. Did you ever play the question game?
No, I never even heard of a game with that name.
Okay, first let me tell you about the predecessor to the question game. The question game was derived out of another game called the word game.
Wait, did you make these games up?
Well, yes, I did make them up.
How could I have known about them if they came from inside your head?
I don't know, sometimes ideas like that spread. Anyway, the games are like variations of the Turing test, except instead of competing against a machine to prove which is adept or inept, you, the questioned, try to answer questions with sufficiency while competing against the questioner's proficiency to interpret your answers with congruency to reach a goal of consensual exigency.
Will you just explain simply how the game works?
Okay, this is how the word game works. Let's say you're the questioned and I'm the questioner. I ask you to define a word that I think I know the definition for. Then you try to define that word. I can either accept or reject your definition as correct or incorrect. If correct, it's your turn to be the questioner and ask me, the question, to define a term correctly.
That's it? What if there's a conflict?
Then you can argue it out or look it up in a dictionary. The rules and variations are adaptable and arbitrary. One variation is that you can pass and try to call the questioner's bluff. Then they have to answer or define their own question sufficiently enough to convince the questioned that the questioner knows their stuff. The question game is about the same. In a question game session, the questioner asks the questioned a question about anything in the known or theoretical universe. Then the questioned attempts to pull an answer out of the metaverse or their own head or pass instead.
What is the object of these games anyway? What is it that you're trying to play?
The object is to try to reach a consensus while stretching and exercising intelligence.
So you don't really look things up unless there's a dispute.
Right, the whole point is to get your brain to execute. How much of what we think we know and what we think we understand comes to us firsthand, secondhand, thirdhand?
Yes, now that we have access to information at our fingertips, our ability to think things through conclusively has become hit or miss.
I see this at work a lot. There are policies, procedures, rules, and laws that must be followed and obeyed, but employees can't figure out the cause, or reason, or line of thought that brought about those guidelines in the first place. So they have to rely on rote memorization to know how to act in each and every case. Whereas, if they could think each rule through to its logical conclusion, there would be so much less forgetful, absent minded confusion. So we have to post a bunch of signs to remind everyone of the guidelines. Employees must wash their hands after using the bathroom. Employees must be clothed while participating in Zoom. No open heels or toes. Employees must wear proper footwear. Employees must use blue or black ink to complete the questionnaire. On and on and on the list goes. Where it ends, no one knows.
There are different kinds of knowledge, though. Not everybody is a rule following dynamo. Some people may not be so good with propositional rules, but they might be skilled with procedures or using tools.
Yes, others may be good facilitators or participants, while others may display historical or perspectival impetus. We do live in a time where, like a civilization scale Turing test, humans are competing with an advancing technology quest that outsources us with machines, computers, automation, and artificial intelligence to our unfortunate abrogation. We are already overtaken in many ways. We can't really be better, safer, faster, smarter than the things we designed and engineered to be superior, securer, swifter, sharper.
It sounds like you have been triggered by technological advancement.
Not triggered. I like technology. However, shouldn't it lead to enhancement of quality of life and abundance? Why am I working more hours for less pay relative to what my parents and grandparents did back in their heyday? Will my children and grandchildren have to become literal cogs and automatons to pay for laughable retirement benefits, racketeering healthcare, and warmongering cons?
Here, here, give me your hand while I help you down from your soapbox grandstand.
Okay, fine, but let me just say one more thing before I squelch this wellspring and step out of this boxing ring and drop my tiny bowstring.
Go ahead, hothead.
Suppose there is something holding us back, purposefully, from everything that we seem to lack. Suppose we have been conditioned, or, in a way, fenced and partitioned, away or off from that which is intelligent experience, understanding, and wisdom. Suppose our sickness and our stress and our frustration are a warning system to alert us to the lies and the tyranny of survival in an imprisoned reality.
Here comes the conspiracy.
I make this query in all sincerity. Why are humans so different from every other living creature on the planet?
Let me guess, because sinister alien forces have imprisoned us on this prison planet.
Yes, something like that. We don't quite fit into this habitat. Something is not quite right. Something is veiled out of sight. We are cooped, herded, drugged, blindsided, and distracted. We are fed, corralled, instructed, programmed, and injected. We used to fight for freedom, liberty, and independence. We used to seek repentance, resplendence, and transcendence. Now we work, sleep, overeat, and worry our days away. Now we seek fixes, shorts, and the next free giveaway. Who is running the show? Who is the calypso? Why and how did we willingly give up our sovereignty for this link-up, lock-up?
To learn the lesson contained within, to carry out and bear the curse of original sin.
Now are you going to tell me the story of substitutionary atonement? Or are you going to give me a delay, a rain check, a postponement?
Did you think it would be easy to be like gods, knowing right from wrong? Do you want life to be as fast, simple, and straightforward as clanging a gong? The story of substitutionary atonement is just a story about sacrifice. Learning to serve others instead of serving self is the voluntary price. Many people accept and learn to love their prison, their heavy chains, because they don't want to wake up and go through the labor pains of being born again into a new realm, a new reality, a new kind of life. It's easier to let the overlords take responsibility for bringing the knife, determining the day and the hour of the sacrifice, the slaughter, like thirsty domesticated farmed animals lining up for water.
Whoa, well put. Thanks for the input.
You're welcome. Now let's go spend some time in contemplation regarding this revelation.
Okay, a meditation of appreciation for the grand opportunities to conspire such conspiracies.
Bye.
Bye.